Am I the
bombs.
only one that sees practice and sees how good practice is going,
Mm-hmm.
and then sit back and realize that we still haven't gotten to the circumstance in which this team failed to have success last year, and that was O-line, and they aren't going to be tested until we actually start playing games.
Well,
So I still have questions.
I did see a play one time where Jalen Phillips literally ran over Austin Jackson, and there's no pads on.
Okay,
I
there
did
you
see
go.
that. I did see.
Okay, so I'm not trying to be negative Nancy,
Well,
but the questions that you had going into the season, you still have.
I just laugh because like I'm seeing Twitter this weekend, right? And like this Colin Cowherd fraud, okay? Because this guy was a Tua zealot coming out of college. He
Oh, and
was
now
like
he's
Mr.
rats off the
Pom Pom.
ship?
It was worse than that. He was Mr. Pom Poms. He was in the Tua documentary. Tua. He's like sitting there chirping him up. He's got Dilfer on his show every week. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, right before his rookie year, he was rats off a ship. I don't think he be Drew Brees. That's the hurt. And then all of a sudden, this weekend, he sees
he's back?
He sees the video of this Tua bomb, and he tweets out, Tua, easy. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? You fraud. You fraud. You sat here championing this kid coming out of college, and then out of nowhere, you rats off a ship. You skedaddled. And now you start seeing some practice clips. And you go, oh, might be time for an old flapjack. Might be time to turn the other side yet again on Tua Tagovailoa. You're a bastard. I'm not letting you back on. I take notes. I'm taking notes of everybody. And you want to know something? Chris Sims is going to do the same thing. Tannenbaum and that entire crew on ESPN is going to do the same thing. I saw Pro Football Focus. They were like, stop disrespecting Tua. I see your little writers out there, your snarky little nerds talking about Tua Tagovailoa, and now you're sitting here retweeting videos saying, oh, don't disrespect Tua. Nah. I'm on to you. See? I'm on to you, and I'm on to you, and I'm on to you.
I didn't have to do that.
You didn't have to do what?
Flip-flop. You kind of flip-flopping too.
No, I never flip-flopped. Okay. Never wavered.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Never louse.
You think all of a sudden, so are they going to say to cover their ass, he really worked on his arm strength this offseason?
I don't know what they'll say. Who knows?
Because it doesn't work like that. You know that, right?
Here's the thing about rats, Leroy. You never know how they get in your house, okay? They could use a lot of methods, all right? They could go through the laundry vent. They could go through the air conditioning vent. You never know what the rat's path will be, but they're rats nonetheless. So what we need to do is put those old school wood traps out, you know? Get them. Get them. Now, a man who's not a rat, but probably would punch a rat with his fist, is Larry Csonka.
Oh, Zonk.
So Zonk was at practice this week.
He was at practice back from Alaska?
Apparently he doesn't live in Alaska anymore. He moved. He only goes to Alaska for fishing trips. He lives in North Carolina now. But he gave me a take that was so goosey's. It was like goose overload, dude. Quad goose. Because he was explaining, and this is how you know that Zonk is the man, right? He was explaining how he feels the Mike McDaniel hire mirrors when a legend was hired. Listen to Zonk here.
Shula came in 70, and it's very similar to what's happening right here in Miami right now, because there was a lot of talk before Shula signed that there was going to be an addition named Coach Bear Bryant was going to be the head coach. And it really came down to the final throes of the contract. It really looked like we were going to have Coach Bryant as the head coach. And then it blew up. Then there was fire and smoke, and everybody was in a turmoil. Who we're going to get? All of a sudden, Shula comes walking out of the smoke. And when this all happened here in the last year of all the turmoil that you've seen, it occurred to me that's kind of similar to 70 in some respects. And all of a sudden, a new head coach steps out.
A young head coach.
Yeah.
Young head coach.
And a guy that's just as intense. A little bit I've been around him. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he has the intensity. I don't think he's as vocal as what Shula. I don't think
nobody's vocal as Shula.
That's Larry Little with him, by the way. I should have mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? How about Leroy? You know what that is? You want to know what that is? You want to know what that means? You want to know
what does that mean? Nothing.
No, wrong. Wrong. You know what that means?
What?
Marcus, you want to know what that means?
Yeah, I do want to know what that means.
J-Fig, you want to know what that means? Because I'm going to tell you right now, this is something. This is something right here. What this means is history's repeating itself. What he basically just said was that Mike McDaniel getting the job after Flores gets fired, and it seems like there was a plan to get Sean Payton, except the lawsuit screwed that all up, and the team seemed in turmoil, just like with Bear Bryant back in the day. And they got this young whippersnapper, this intense young individual, Don Shula. What Zonk is saying is Mike McDaniel's the next Don Shula. I don't know what to tell you. That's what I got from that.
I mean, check your pulse if you're not fired up.
You didn't get that from Zonk, Leroy?
The new Don Shula.
Yeah, the new Don. You know what they say?
I like it.
New Don, new day.
Yeah.
Well,
They do say that.
They do say that.
They do say that.
Point for Tobin.
New Don, new day, dude.
Yeah.
Can I get some more Zonk on?
I'm not ever,
Hmm?
not ever going to compare a coach
Mhm.
to the all-time winners coach in professional football.
You think that's premature?
A little bit.
But if anybody,
How many wins does Don Shula have?
Well,
What,
listen,
420-ish,
that's not important. I don't have
right?
stats.
And how many wins does McDaniel have?
With 0.
Okay.
But
Well, okay, so
counter. Okay.
Sorry if I'm not going to disrespect.
Okay, I understand that. I understand. That's
Okay.
very responsible from you.
All
However, this isn't like blowhard Stephen Ross getting up there comparing Philbin to Don Shula, because he did that. This isn't the same. This is Zonk's right-hand man, okay? His train. Zonk. If Zonk is saying it, isn't that different?
He said he sees a lot of similarities. That's it.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. Give me some more Zonk on this and Larry Little.
We talked about a whole plethora of things and met with Coach earlier and went through it. And we talked a lot about, what it was, how it compared. I really initiated the thing because I said to him, there's a lot of comparables. And he was going, how? And I started with 70 and the coaching controversy, and all of a sudden Shula's our coach, and then the break-in period and the adjustment, and then the sincerity.
Isn't that adorable? Like, because Mike McDaniel's like, tell me, Zonk, how is it the same? He goes, let me tell you something, young whippersnapper, and then just gives him why it's samesies like that. Because you remember?
Can I just tell you?
What?
Every time I go fishing, I hope there's a Tobin fish down there.
No, don't do
Because
that.
you
No.
would eat any
Oh, no, it's not
more.
the same. It's not the
Got him. What is
I'm not taking the bait here. This is
what?
This is not
Not
bait.
taking the bait. Listen,
You think Zonk is
if you
doing this?
were a rat, you'd be like this. Little help here. Little help.
You're telling me you think Zonk is just doing this cuz?
I think that a lot of times the excitement around the organization dictates the comments, whether real or not, right? It is impossible. Now, and keep in mind, the situations that he's are talking about that are comparable is basically with the hiring of the damn coach. That's
Correct.
it.
Yes.
That situation, not what the coach is going to be.
Nah, he
And
said
you took that as to say, he's saying Mike McDaniel is going to be the next Don Shula. Whoa! That's where you went with that.
First of all,
So that's why
nope.
I'm resisting.
Hold on.
Because
First of all,
you have taken this little snippet and made it to mean that Mike McDaniel's the new Don Shula.
First of all,
that's what I'm resisting.
I don't sound like that. So stop. Okay. I don't sound like that. You're making me sound like a clown. Second of all,
wait. I'm not making you sound like a clown. You're making you sound like a clown.
Second of all, he also said they're both intense. All right. One's a
Clown.
yeller. Yeah. One's a yeller and one's just intense by nature. And I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, you remember that scene when McDaniel was walking down the hall? No. Mike McDaniel got the job and he's walking down the hall and he's like going down Shula and Dan Marino and Jason Taylor. And he's like, listen off. And he gets Csonka and he's like, listen off the legends. So to have a legend basically go and say, young Squire, you are the next Don. You are the new Don, new day. How's that not Goosey's galore for you, dude?
Goosey's galore.
Because he didn't say that.
Kind of did, though.
Kinda and saying it are two different things. He said there are a lot of similarities from when Don Shula came in to be the head coach. That's all he said.
But he also said they're both intense.
The what? Yeah.
They're both intense.
Okay. What does that have to do with winning?
I don't know. But I'm not the person saying it. Like, if it was me saying this, like if I came up with this theory, I would be with you. I would be with you and say,
no, you wouldn't.
I would be with you.
Wait, you would be with me calling you a jackass?
No, I would understand your hesitancy to hop on board with me, but it's not me saying it. It's Zonk, dude. Does Zonk strike you as the guy who gives compliments? Not really. Yeah, he did, though. He did. He basically called him Don Shula.
But if you have to put the word basically into your evaluation, it means he really didn't say it.
Well, he doesn't want to sound like a quack. Like he doesn't want to say he's the next Don Shula.
Oh, no, he'll leave that up to you.
He'll just. But,
you basically just called yourself a quack.
Well, I'm just reading tea leaves and connecting dots. That's all I'm doing.
No, you called yourself a quack in this segment.
Larry Csonka saying what he said is essentially a coronation. That's what that is. He's Zonk. Am I crazy on this one, Marcos?
Yes.
Look, Tobin, I don't know. You know, sometimes you kind of read into stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. But this time, it's completely true, man.
Yes!
It's a new Don Shula. Let's go!
New day, new Don, dude. Back after this.
Goosey's galore.
What does that mean? Nothing.
How about this? Javon Holland on Twitter. Everybody loves Javon Holland. You know what they call him, Leroy? Snowman. So where's number 8?
Oh, yeah. Hollywood
Javon.
Vaughn.
Hollywood Vaughn.
On the golf course, that's called dog balls.
Wow. Okay.
Well, it's not as good a nickname. You know.
Yeah.
Dog
I
balls.
I'm just saying, when you make an 8,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think as a guy in the secondary, you want to be called dog balls. We all know what that is. But Javon Holland on Twitter, he writes about this. In Tua we trust. Prayer emoji. That's Goosey's, dude.
Here's the deal. I appreciate what all these guys are doing,
What?
right? But at this point, it ain't like you got a whole bunch of options.
No, that's not true, dude. You know, like don't
that's
say
your
it like that.
quarterback.
Nah, don't say it like that, though. Like, you know, like just
Hey.
be like, yeah, you know, I appreciate the support.
People had questions about Tony Romo, and my man went on cried.
Quarterback.
Now, so like, yeah.
Game was right. Bam was right.
Stop, man. Stop. Just because I don't get all warm and fuzzy about a teammate supporting another teammate. I mean, the fact that you think that's a big deal mean that there was a problem before.
Well, I think there was a problem before, though. Like he was
Okay,
getting
then. But
no
it's
love
not.
last
It's
year.
Just because you're seeing it now.
And remember,
doesn't
you had those snippy little anonymous sources, those rats who were going to the media and saying, "Oh, I like Fitz better." Man,
Yeah.
that's a rat.
Usually a wide receiver likes a quarterback that throws him the ball a lot. So if you want to know who secretly said it, just look at who was catching all the passes from Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I'm not going, I don't know who it is, but that's usually where it is.
Wow. So you're saying it's New England Patriot Devontae Parker. Interesting. It's weird. He is a Patriot this year, huh? That's strange.
That is weird. That is
strange.
weird. Like, and you wanted to get rid of him so bad you did not care. You were trading him in the division.
Right. Go where you want to go, dude. Whatever. See ya.
Yeah.
But it takes. I think because it's here's the thing. Javon Holland saying in Tua we trust. It's nice to have a defender on the other side of the football say something about his quarterback. Where on the other side of it, you see this Josh Allen, this bum. He's fighting his teammates in practice. Grow up, Peter Pan. You're gonna go. Oh, why? Because you got a little thumpy thump in practice from Jordan Phillips, and you got to fight him. Grow up.
Hey, let me explain something to you. There is nothing worse than the unintentional bump in practice.
Sensitive.
If it's the wrong guy, practice will come to a screeching halt, and the rules of engagement will be reiterated.
Sensitive.
He's not. He's a quarterback.
Nah, he's sensitive, dude.
He's a quarterback.
Get over. Isn't he like 6'7"? Like, oh, somebody touched you.
Who?
Josh Allen.
No.
I think he is, dude. I think he's tall.
He's 6'7".
6'5". Whatever.
It's pretty close.
With 2 inches.
Not pretty close.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
6'6" with cleats.
What about if he's playing in mud?
Oh,
6'3".
wow. Fair point. Wow, fair point. Buxton.
You've been
You don't have a takeaway. You don't never say, you know what? He's 6'5", but he's 6'3" in mud.
You want to hear Mike McDaniel be excited for the fans? Fans being at practice.
Sure.
Yeah, let's hear a little bit from our guy McCoach, AKA as Larry Zonk refers to him, the new Don. Gooses galore, dude.
I love having fans at practice. It's kind of true to my heart because that's literally full circle. That's where training camp practice in Greeley, Colorado for the Denver Broncos, where I got where this whole thing for me started.
So there's some 10-year-old protege out there that might be coming for your job in about 10 years, 20 years.
That's why I didn't allow any ambitious children to practice. That was the one thing that I cut out.
That sucks for the kids. You better not have dreams and go to Dolphins practice.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I love that guy, man. I love it. By the way, I want to give a shout out to Barry Jackson because he got to the bottom of something I've been wanting to know. And when Zonk was talking, my favorite thing about Larry Zonk is his Twitter account, right? And Larry Zonka, he explained the Twitter, because if you guys don't know if you're not following Larry Zonka on Twitter, he follows me, by the way. I'm one of the OGs. If you guys don't follow Larry Zonka on Twitter,
you say I'm sidetracked very easily.
What?
You're
That's my
are
guy.
you up for a contract or something? Because you're in self promotion mode here.
What? Just because Zonk and me are follow buddies? I only allow great running backs to follow me. Leroy Horde, Larry Zonka. That's it.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Which, by the way, somebody sent me a vintage Browns picture the other day of you. Those shoulder pads are ridiculous.
Everybody had them, dude. It wasn't
Nah,
just me.
they didn't.
Yes.
Nah, they didn't. Emmett Smith didn't have those.
He wasn't as like he was.
You look like a Ninja Turtle.
Why, dude? I haven't put on shoulder pads in 20 years, and you still like.
I can't help it. It's amazing.
It's just randos. Oh, hey, Leroy, what's going on? Damn, those shoulder pads were big. I'm like, what are we doing?
Sexy Sauce says it looks like you were about to go jousting. Up next, Leroy Horde on his steed. But here's Zonk on his great Twitter account where the best tweets during Dolphins games.
Zonk, your tweets during games suggest that you're really into it when you're watching Dolphins on NFL Sunday.
Oh, how could you not be?
So are you like a fan there on the couch where you actually grow irritated if something bad happens, and you're really, really thrilled if they do a huge play or get a win?
I expect them to do really well. It's upsetting when they don't. And you're still feeling attachment.
Wow. He's in there, man. Zonk will give you stuff like sad times for Dolphin fans. Hopefully better days ahead, but it seems obvious it's time to go back to basics and revisit the drawing board, which they did. And now he says we have new done.
Can I ask a question when they say it's time to go back to the drawing board?
Yeah.
And here it is. If the current regime drew that art,
yep.
How much better can it get if they go back and correct said art?
Interesting. I don't know. Here's another one.
Like, you only get to put one picture on the canvas per canvas.
Remember this one? Zonk tweeted out, anyone out there remember ball control football? Hashtag fins up.
You know, it's amazing. You remember the Miracle in the Meadowlands? Zonk was the running back.
Oh, yeah.
He was the one that they fumbled the quarterback center exchange or quarterback running back exchange.
I love this guy, man. All right. It's time to get our harpoons out.
Zonk's got to be in his 70s, right?
Yeah.
He sounds so like
with it, right?
Right.
He's 75.
Now, how old is Greasy? Because they were on the same team.
77.
Yeah, 77.
And Gronk is 75?
Zonk's 75. He born on Christmas, by the way.
Zonk was?
Yeah.
Yeah, so was my sister. She used to send me a note, send me a text.
Double presents.
No 2-for-1s.
we